This one is entitled Stuff. Life is filled with tons of stuff we sort out. Stuff.
Been through the pages of my old journals, with every turn another memory.
Hello. Welcome to Journaling Through the Years, episode 91. Why do I always do this? What is this? I am Leah Liz, and this is a series on this channel wherein I read from my journals that I've been reading in since I was old enough to hold a pencil. Let's see what else. We're going to read from this little prose. This is the last prosy, poemy, I don't know, little things I was writing that were inserts that we're going to read. Check out the bonfire merchandise. And the links will be in the description below. Check out the Patreon. That's in the link below. And the website is there too. So you can learn about courses that I have, my offers, events, all that fun stuff. It looks better. Okay. Have a sip of coffee. Don't worry, I still have water next to me. This one is entitled Stuff. Life is filled with tons of stuff we sort out. Stuff. I think that when a person says there's not much stuff happening in their life right now, they could be lying, because I think there is always stuff going on. Maybe they're not lying. Maybe they're just not paying attention past me. Anyways, let's go on. They could be lying. Liar! You're not being honest. You're a fibber. Stuff can be just as simple as everyday life or as difficult as a major crisis. Yeah, it's true. One can keep their stuff to themselves. Well, those are the people that say they don't have anything going on and you call them a liar. They're just not telling you because it's their own freaking business, not yours. Or they can reveal it to others and ask for advice. They just dump. They're like, look at what I got going on. And it's like, dude, everybody else has lives too. So that's the advice. No, that's the advice. Just don't tell anybody because everybody has things going on. No, that's not good advice. Necessarily. Unless you're dumping on people and you're telling them everything and you're not really taking advice and you're not forward moving, you're not changing, you're not anything, you're just perpetuating it, then it's yeah, you gotta do something about it. Or just some friends once told me that males, here I go with males, that males tend to solve their problems on their own, and women tend to come together in groups to talk about it. That is true. That is true. And this age, when I was in high school, middle school, it was a lot of yes, women often will talk things out. I don't know. It seems so. And at that age in middle school and high school, there was probably a lot of talking and not really moving forward with it, or moving forward in a way that wasn't necessarily as helpful. But then in the culture, I wouldn't say that women can't figure things out on their own, because yes, we can. And in some ways we have a better way of kind of seeing a wider picture of things and making sense of it. That's not because women are smarter than men, because they are. Duh. No, just kidding. Feminism And equality doesn't mean better than. But what it means is, I think because women have been allowed to come together and have this like more relational, and it's been, at least in the United States culture, for men to be a lot more like closed and within themselves and not have those true intimate relationships, not just romantic, just intimacy, true authentic intimacy, and share and ask for advice. That's lacking in their life, and the ability to sort things out because they're not able to really be as intimate with someone and as authentic and transparent, and we all need that. I do know that I like to have someone to talk with about my problems, kind of a way of hearing myself think and to get outside opinions. Yeah, I like that I was saying that. I think, though, that I experienced... See the light behind me? I think it's from the outside. Yeah, I think it's like shadows and wind and stuff. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's kind of weird. Sorry about that distraction. I think that I experienced wanting to share and talk about myself, and just ask and just have that intimacy and authenticity that I needed. And I was like young, I was a child, I was a teenager. I needed kind of feedback on what it meant to grow up and be an adult. But I think that the feedback that I was getting was just like, suck it up, just be quiet, we don't want to hear it. It's not something I want to hear. And so I learned to hide and to cover myself up. And I didn't know how to be intimate because it was rejected within my growing up system. Stuff is a relative term that should not be used in a small area of description. Okay? Yeah. Shouldn't be used in a small way. Just, this is stuff. Like, stuff is everything, I guess. In a way, stuff is life, and life is stuff. The stuff in your life can be either good or bad. Just depends on how you deal with it and how you look at it. Okay, so here's the fun thing. I believe that my grandpa on my dad's side was visiting, and he goes, "What do you like to write about?" And I was like, "I don't know, stuff." And he goes, "You should write something about stuff, like write something on stuff." And so I did. And I like that he asked me to do that prompt and that I went and did it, because now I'm going to read this and know that this is something that he like told me to write. It's like a memory. It's like something I have that he inspired. And it's really kind of like a beautiful way. It's just how it ends with, just depends on how you deal with it and how you look at it, how you look at something, your perspective on something. Like I'm doing this workbook called 10 Days to Self-Esteem, which is really just how to like kind of look at your anxiety and depression and kind of and move forward. And one of the things I'm learning is that thoughts, everything starts with a thought. So what you think about affects your emotions, affects how you act. And so it all starts with thoughts. So looking at your thoughts and seeing what your thoughts are telling you and reframe that, is the very same thing, will affect your moods and emotions and actions in the world. And here, how you deal with it, how you look at it, how you look at whatever is going on in your life, whether you see it as negative and hopeless, or whether you kind of reframe it and say, how can I reframe it to see, well, in a different light, to help you move forward. And with that, you matter, your life matters, you are loved. Let's do that again. You matter, your life matters, you are loved, and you are worthy of love. And always remember to love your thrive and find your sunshine.